not mowing your half of the alley.
Well,
You're not mowing your half of the alley. You're not mowing your half of the alley.
Well,
That's the ordinance. You mow to the center of the alley.
Yeah.
That's the ordinance.
Can we stop anybody from going down that alley if we own it?
It doesn't go through anyway.
Well, I'm saying if we did. If we're gonna talk about another alley.
Yeah.
Any alley, the person that owns the property is responsible to the center of the alley, to the center of the street.
But we can't control it.
No.
No, we can control it.
Give me on talk to you on the street.
We'll look at this guy and see what we got.
Any other residents' questions or concerns?
First of all,
Sandy, I'll get to you next. She raised her hand first and I actually went to him, so sorry.
that's fine. First of all, I just would like to say that I don't know any one of you well enough to judge your character. But I do want to say that shame on anyone who has been on this council for more than a year. I am going door to door talking to people, trying to explain why we think we need a recall. And I could not believe the number of people that had no idea that they could come to these council meetings. They don't even know who the councilmen are. And I really think that you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You went out and did something to get them to vote for you. I don't know what it was, but they have no idea what you're doing up here. And they had no idea that they were welcome to come to a council meeting. I drove through Galena today, and I think I'm going to send them a letter and say, congratulations. You people are working together to do something for the community. Why can't we do that?
Well, the city may have got a grant, huh? we just don't have the money to do what they're doing, but they get a federal grant to do that.
Why can't we get a federal
Well, I
grant?
think our LMI is too high again. Like,
What?
we've lost out on water grants and everything because our LMI is too high. Basically, our per capita income per household is not high enough to meet those block grants every time we try to go get them. We've applied several times.
Plus, they made about $1.5 million off the landfill.
Right, off
We
of
do
job.
not have the landfill that they dumped Joplin waste to pay, and that's how they got about $1.5 million. Now, they have to go speak.
They're doing a good job though, looks nice.
It looks very
The rest
nice.
is also probably 60% of the people you talk to don't know the governor of Kansas. So. they
Why
don't know
should they care about the
They don't
governor
know
of
the
Kansas?
governor of
They live in
Kansas.
Baxter Springs.
So,
You and I are on different pages, I'm sorry.
40% of people get it, we buy from the United States.
Well, all I can say is, shame on you. These people deserve. I'm talking to you.
Oh, I thought you were talking to everybody. I'm sorry.
One at a time.
I thought you were talking to everybody. I'm
She
sorry.
said those on over a year. Well, no, that's not
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
But you know, a lot of these people are older people. They have very sharp minds. They deserve the same thing as someone younger. But if you guys aren't gonna take care of them and talk to them and find out what they want, what they need, how can we have a good town? How can we get any business in here?
My name's in the phone book, they can call me.
Nobody comes to that.
be careful on that
I mean, I
I have got phone calls.
I still think that we need to put the council meetings on the cable and let everyone, they couldn't holler at you like I am. That was all that problem. But really, we need to educate the young and the old.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
Thank you.
Very much. Sandy?
I'm just wondering if Ron had an answer to why couldn't we take that property up on Main Street by eminent domain?
We can't, the problem, what happened is we could say it was an existing emergency and dangerous and do it by eminent domain. But then we gotta pay the 25 to tear it down, and we didn't have it in the budget at the time. I mean, we'd already taken houses down or taken clean property up and spent most of that money. And so we wouldn't have the money it took to take it down once we took responsibility for it. So Attorney, I think you advised us that if we took that responsibility at that time, we'd be liable for the thing until at such time the problem is, Sandy, we only have so much to tear houses down, so we either have to take the whole lot of that, to take that one building down in a whole year, and then we're gonna have to wait a whole other year to clean anything else up. So we either raise it, somehow, or we're kinda stuck between a rock and a hard place with that thing.
And I can't say much more, but if and when we ever do get permission to do this, we are working with the county on a couple of options. I can say that. Other than that, it's speculative. Right now, we don't know that we can't do a thing other than protect the citizens and ourselves with what we have done.
The best bet is for it to sell at the tax sale and somebody come in and clean it up for the lot, and that's what we were trying to get done. But it apparently didn't go through on the first tax sale like it should. I don't think so.
But see, I think that information there should be a score in the paper about that, because I think a lot of people don't understand.
Well, we've discussed it in the council before. I didn't know if it went up in the paper, but they were all here. Did you guys?
We
discussed
have talked
back
about
then,
it.
yeah.
We don't know what goes on in the council though.
Right.
We don't yet.
We've been talking about the last couple meetings, last couple years, I mean, at least, in every second and fourth.
That building has been the subject of a lot of.
I don't know what else to do. But yeah, we've been talking about it, it is an ongoing thing that we're working on, and that's what I can say.
I think that if there's been one good thing to come from some of this, the past few months, is that we've understood, there's been dialogue between community and council, that people just don't understand things, and there needs to be an understanding. And so I think that's what we need to work from this day forward on. Have we done anything towards having any of this put on the cable channel? Mike, have you worked on that?
What's that?
Having the meetings put on,
Broadcast over the cable.
broadcast on cable, have we, I know about 4 meetings ago, we talked about
we
having
talked
this
about it,
videotaped.
but we hadn't really
Have you done any looking into that, or?
sort of, but
Okay,
not
well,
really the same as.
Well, there are expense to it, like quite a big one, so.
Okay, but
That, we're talking a lot of money,
I don't think so.
well, that's what I was told.
I mean, that camera he has right there is not expensive.
But it's not broadcast quality.
I
you
know, but
can't-
I mean, we can still, there are still I have talked to other cities that don't use much over that, but they put that on there. So we need to get together and we'll visit about that, maybe we'll
Well,
come
I
up
mean,
with
like,
something.
you asked me, and I'm just.
No, yeah, I know,
We,
but we don't need to just stop.
no, I'm say
Hey,
stop.
we spent a lot of money on some really silly things in the past 6 weeks.
See, years ago, Gary
Cisco.
Cisco, he actually filmed them for us.
For $300.
They weren't,
Yeah.
they weren't live, they were broadcast later, which, he did that, I don't know, several.
Well, it's not an unattainable goal. I mean, I think that there's
No, I
something
mean,
we can
nothing-
reach for,
no,
and
I
as I
agree
said,
with you.
there's been lots of money that's been spent frivolously here lately, and I think that some way that we can just focus on that and put some money to it, make it happen for the people.
Well,
So.
if you wanna get it priced and figure out what it takes, now's the time to do it. We're already
Right,
making the
so
budget.
Mike, we're gonna give that to you to get priced and get figured out and bring it to the
Yeah,
budget, thank
then
you.
we can put it in next time and make it
Okay.
happen.
I'd like to ask if you have the meetings or the notes put in the paper or something published somewhere so the public can get their
I think
hands on
we
it.
did talk about those minutes, and you said you were getting with Deb, did Deb? They're not on there yet. But when are they going to be on
Because
there?
there are some of us that don't get city tables, so, I mean. they
Because
don't
in the
get
last
the-
time, you said you weren't sure if Deb didn't know, and Deb's the only one that does know how to go out. What is this, our intake to go out there and have that done? So how are we gonna do that to the head end? So why now, 2 weeks later, do we not have anything more progressed in having that accomplished?
It takes several pages to put all the minutes on, and it was a time thing. She was gonna check and see if she could fix it where she could get all of them on at one time. So we'll go in and look. It's a real old, that actually is a real old, we didn't update that. Do what?
You're the one taking the notes, I don't understand why you're not.
She just types them on after, when she goes out there, she types on all the information that's on there.
And this is
We can
kinda
all do
getting
it,
dropped
it
through
doesn't
the-
matter, yeah.
It's being dropped through the cracks is the obvious, and we need to make sure that these minutes are on that channel for these people.
The minutes,
Yeah,
we
we
won't,
approve.
we won't put them on until after they've been approved, so it will be at least 2 weeks before you're gonna see them.
They're not in the paper.
We don't publish them.
Do you want them published?
Every other city's.
Why can't we publish publish them and put them in the
Publish
paper?
them.
They
We have-
publish minutes?
Costs money.
We have 3 newspapers here.
Newspapers did, I don't know.
We also have a city website,
they don't have
and they
any
can put on the
official
city
news
website.
That would be good. That city website should, yeah, that'd be great.
City website, can we get that accomplished? You think, Randy? We're gonna get Randy to do that, or Gunner was working on it as well, right?
I don't think he's, no, it's
Not
Randy
anymore.
and Joey that,
Joey's no
that
longer
had
here,
it, yeah, so
so.
we'll have to see. who else.
But originally it was Gunner, Randy, and Joey, right?
Is that fair?
Are we going to have a Fourth of July celebration?
I would have to tell you, your council was asked to be a part of that 2 weeks ago. I haven't heard any word from council. There was nothing in the expenditures for fireworks. So I'm afraid to tell you that I don't think there will be one. I can't, you can see the amount of work I'm allowed to do in the past 8 weeks. So, you can ask your council if there's gonna be a 4th of July celebration. We had a citizen that wants to know if we're gonna have a 4th of July celebration. Does the council have any comment to that?
What was your comment last year about city expenses for fireworks?
I didn't, and we didn't use city expenses. Did you not go out door to door and gain funds like we did last year? What kept you from doing that this year?
What was your comment? You only allow any city expenses to be?
Not that I didn't allow. My goal, Gary, was not to use city resources, and we did not. But thank you for mentioning that again, because last year we did not use a single tax dollar to support that. And we had a nicer program than we've ever had in years past. So your point being,
Your point being.
did
that
you go door to door and get funds like I did last year? Have you done that for these people this year? I did last year, and I didn't spend a dime of their tax dollar. What have you done for them this year to have 4th of July celebration? So I walked my feet off last year and worked my butt off for them. What did you do, Gary?
Decide not to do this.
What did you do, Ron?
Jennifer, I work 2 jobs.
Hey,
I would like to.
I
would
work
like to.
4. I work
I would
4,
like
top
to.
that. Okay. Anything else? Yes.
Last year's
Yes.
4th of July celebration was put on donations. We pounded pavement, we took $1, we took 50 cents from people. And it was free to the public.
Best celebration the city's had.
I can tell you right now, with the help of the Binghams, and everybody came down and worked it, and the fire department did the hot dogs, but it was of no cost. I would have done that again this year. I would have been glad to. I started to do donations, and you know what hit me in the face? If they can afford an outside lawyer, then tell them to do it. We collected $5,000 and only spent $4,000. There is $1,000 sitting in the account for the city that was to be for fireworks again this year. If we're not going to have a fireworks display or a celebration, then I'd like to have that money moved from there to the Veterans Memorial.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Okay?
Donna, how do we need to do that?
Make a motion, but, I thought they erected the flags.
I don't pay me on that. That's their money.
Somebody asked, I thought the $1,000 was
She
for
specifically said, I
flags.
thought you, Ron. That's
Pardon?
why I said, don't point at me for that.
You brought it up.
No, I did not. It was a thing that Dave brought up months ago, and I've yet to see flags.
Well, the flag thing was at the last meeting, so that should be in the minutes that you wrote.
This was a long time ago.
Oh,
They
Yes, Dave brought it up. Thank you. So, those are good points to be made, and, for the election in November, as well as people that are working for you and working against you. So,
The flags,
do we need a motion to
transfer the money, you'll need a motion and council approval to transfer this.
can we do that here and now? I need a motion to transfer those funds at the request to put it toward the Veterans Memorial.
I'll make a motion, we move them funds over there because I don't see this late in the date having anything.
No, there won't be fireworks. There
I'll
won't be.
second that. I'll second it.
So Gary, you did not raise any personal funds for this fireworks show, is that what we got clear?
Well, I'm trying to answer that.
Go ahead, please do, Gary.